I'm in Utah because of the mountains, and that's pretty much it.
I am currently a third-year medical student at the University of Utah.
I don't really plan to get out of Utah. It's really beautiful, and there's a lot of outdoor recreation, and I kind of like doing that stuff. I don't really see myself like away from the mountains because I like to hike and ski, just be up there where it's quiet.
I'm here in Utah mainly for basketball. I play on the women's basketball team here, so I got recruited, and that's why I'm here.
And it's a whole different city from mine, so I like to meet new things, new people, and I'm loving here.
Because basically I'm in Utah because they offer me a job here, and for what I do in my research, this is one of the best places in the world.
And I'm here to learn English and study something in the university.
I transferred from Indiana and I want to get into the business school.
I miss my family and my friends, and just familiarity here was really comforting.
The primary reason for coming to Utah was I'm a chemical engineer, and we did a project in Cedar City, Utah. We designed a chemical plant for a client of ours. I used to work for an engineering company. So that brought me to Cedar City.
I think, recently I just realized why I'm still here. I don't think I'm going to be here forever, but I'm kind of getting to that age where I'm starting to realize who I want to be and reminding my friends about authenticity, about authentically creating yourself. And I think that's the reason why I'm supposed to be here for a little bit longer, to remind people that it's okay to take away some of those facades and expectations and to be who you are instead of what everybody else wants you to be.
I started out in St. George. I got myself a job as a wilderness therapy counselor, wilderness counselor for dysfunctional youth. Did that for about 5 years, and during that time I really fell in love with the place.
Well, there is something to be said, I think, for somewhere that you're born. I think wherever you're born, it's always going to be a piece of you, whether you want it to be or not, and whether you end up moving or not. Utah will always be my home. Do I think I'll always live here? Probably not. But my family will always be here, so I'll always come back.
Yes, I'm from Brazil.
And then I come from China.
I moved here about 11 years ago from Las Vegas. I started out in St. George.
I'm originally from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
I'm from Brazil.
I'm from Italy, and I work in Poland for some months, and then I moved here with my husband.
The reason I'm in Utah is I was born here.
And I was born in Denver, and then I went to Cedar City when I was about 6 and grew up there, and then came to Salt Lake for my undergraduate education.
I was born in Dallas, but I'm from Colorado.
I was born here. I went to college here. I moved away briefly, but I came back. I miss my friends and family, that infrastructure, so.
I'm originally from New Delhi, India. I came to this country 43 years ago. So presently I'm a citizen of America, and I have lived here so long, spent more time in America than in India. So.
And I'm from Utah. I grew up kind of up in Eden, Utah, kind of a more rural sort of area of Utah. It's gotten a lot more commercialized in like the last 10 or 15 years, but that's where I grew up.
I wasn't born here, but my family, after my dad came out of the military and after he tried the music business in California, they decided to come back here to Utah, and that's why I am here to this day. So, mostly my family.
This city is so calm. Salt Lake City, a calm city.
I really like the environment. Like, I love the mountains. I love that you can go outdoors. There's skiing and snowboarding and all the 4 seasons. That's probably like my favorite thing. Everybody here is really friendly too, so I like that.
I like it because there's many national parks around it.
It's I don't know, it's more fun to party out there, but if you're trying to go to school, Utah's a good place to focus, I guess. When you're in those 3-foot powder storms up in the top and you're snowboarding down, then you're like, oh yeah, that's why I'm here. So
I grew to appreciate, it's safe, it's really beautiful here, the mountains are amazing, downtown is really clean, it's, like all of those things that transplants appreciate about being here. I can kind of get behind those things now.
Like the views, the public transportation is good, and I have a lot of friends, nice people, and also the Americans. I live in a house with 11 Americans, and they are really nice to me, so I love this place.
I like it really much because I like outdoor sport, I like mountains, so it's really nice. And also it's quiet, so I don't think I lived for 3 years in Rome, and wonderful city, is a beautiful city, but living there, you hate it every single day because it takes 1 hour to go from point A to point B. I spent 1 month in Chicago and really nice, but I didn't feel safe. Here I feel safe. So.
But southern Utah is beautiful, especially the Cedar City. And the uniqueness of Cedar City is that it is a 1 mile high city, like Denver is also a 1 mile high city. So you get to have a snow, you get cold, unlike some places like St. George, which is not far away from Cedar City. Small town, I thought small towns I didn't like before coming here. But I'm in love with Cedar City.
Like you can walk and see LDS Church, Roman Catholic, Eastern Catholic, everything in the same town. When in Italy you walk around and Roman Catholic, Roman Catholic, Roman Catholic. So this is one great thing.
I am a huge outdoorsy person. I love hiking and I love nature, and I lived in southern Utah for about 6 years, and I love going to the canyons or driving through them, going to national parks. It's absolutely stunning. When you look outside of all the other stuff that people perceive that Utah is, it actually is like a stunning, stunning, stunning state to live in. It's very colorful and beautiful, and I absolutely love the nature aspect of this place. You can't find it everywhere.
There's not a lot of diversity here, and I think that's kind of hard being a diverse person myself. But people are still accepting, which is nice.
Some things about Utah I don't like would be, I guess, the culture surrounding women's basketball and women's sports in general. I think that's really where my focus is, because that's what I'm involved in. I know Utah loves their gymnasts, which we have a great gymnastics program, but I think there could be more support in other sports.
Oh, it kind of sucks. There's all the bars close at midnight, and there's only 3-2 beer, and you can't, it's hard to I don't know, the venues kind of suck down here. But.
Sometimes maybe it's too peaceful. Like on Sunday, if you go downtown, everything is closed. So, and what I really do not like is you need a car in order to have a kind of social life, because on Sunday public transportation are really rare. So in Italy, I'm used to a town where you can bike everywhere because it's on a flat land. Here I cannot bike everywhere.
But one thing I found which was lacking in Utah is the lack of diversity. But I think that gets compensated by the friendly nature of the people. And I think I see a little bit more attention to the family values. Families, they tend to are a little bit more glued to each other. I think they use a lot of glue, I guess. So they're difficult to separate. Whereas other places, that is lacking.
Really friendly. We live in the village, University Village, and when we moved there, everyone was eager to help, with new furniture, fixing furniture. So really, really, really friendly, and yeah. And there is also, we discovered a huge Italian community. So we hang around, prepare pasta together. So it's nice.
Utah is really the only place I've ever lived in my life where I felt like an outsider, and it took me a couple of years to kind of figure my way through all of that. But being the new kid in every other state that I'd lived in, going to the new schools, new programs, I learned to adapt and be relatively outgoing and be accepted into, I have a group of friends pretty quickly. Not so much in Utah. It was a really much slower process. And
I just like how everybody is like so outdoorsy and everybody's like willing to do, like everybody seems so down to earth and really just up to do anything. That's what I've found anyway from being in Salt Lake.
There is a division, like we can feel it, but I think it's more a voluntary division of everyone. Like if you want to make friends with LDS, it's really easy, and you don't have to have the same religion to make friends with them. So
it may be a genuineness or just a general acceptance. It was, there's always the hi, how are you? Oh, good. Where are you from? Blah blah blah. We kind of get into it and everything. They learn a little bit more about me, and but there's kind of this arm's length distance between us. It's not like, come on over, let's do this. Whatever. I found that once a good number of people found, especially when I was in St. George, I think that it's that culture, the church culture of the Latter-day Saints is much stronger there than it is here. It's a little bit more diverse up north. And I just found that once I figured out that I didn't participate in what, or want to participate in what it was that they practiced, they didn't have any real interest in allowing me to be affiliated with them, and some of them were not so much that way, but a good lot of them were. And it wasn't until I really got more familiarized with the outdoors and how, just what's available just outside of our doorsteps there. And once I figured out that, I really got turned on to the outdoor community, and I started meeting people from all over the world, and in that way, Utah is a real attraction for people to come here and do that sort of thing.
I just think everybody seems so nice, and like if you need help, they're always willing to help you, and I just think everybody's really friendly here. There was a time where my car broke down and I didn't have any help, and a nice family stopped. They were from Utah. They realized that I was from Utah, and they were like really helpful to me. They didn't even know me, and they were helping me fix my car and everything, and I thought that was really cool.
I think they're nice. I mean, I'm not going to lie. A lot of people I've come across are really nice, but I mean, I definitely had my times where it's been difficult of being somebody who's different. When I was in elementary school, even in high school and stuff like that, with being a different race and surrounded by a lot of, white folks, definitely it was a standout for other people to be, I guess, ask questions or be kind of crass or rude. I got bullied a ton and got called, outside of my name, the N-word, of course, a good couple of times. And being with, dating outside of my race has always been that look of what are you doing? Da, 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 da. Like those kind of looks or double takes or something. But I handle it with, I'm pretty strong and confident in who I am. So, it is what it is. Yeah. And hopefully, I'm hoping that it will change. But a lot of people I've come across with being older, they're more accepting, and they don't see skin tone or how out there I can be sometimes.
Despite what some people think, I think there is actually a fair amount of diversity here, especially in the Salt Lake Valley. Not necessarily with, there are some different races and different things that we converge that way, but I'm talking more about a diversity of thinking. I think we've got a lot of different people, especially in Salt Lake City, that don't necessarily fit this mold that people who don't live in Utah kind of fit onto Utah.